How you doing? How you doing? I noticed that they were talking to you earlier. Have you seen us out here before? All praises, all praises. Can you come a little closer? I want you to be able to see a sign. It's gonna be around front. It's right over here, okay? All right? Yeah, come on up, come on. We're not gonna bite you, brother. We're not gonna bite you. We're just here to edify our people, okay?
How y'all doing?
We're tired of the situation that our people are in. We're tired of the circumstances that our people are in. It's time for us to make smarter decisions. It's time for us to come together, okay? It's time to come together. It's time for, you know, people are not concerned until it's their son that's shot down in the street. Then they want everybody to come. Help me, come with me. Come with me. I need you to stand. Won't you protest with me? All right? But we out here. And we're waking up the 12 tribes of Israel, okay? On this list, okay? It's the 12 tribes of Israel and who they are today. Have you seen this list before? Have you seen it before? Give me Job 8 and 8. All right, so understand that this Bible is written for us, by us, okay? This is most definitely a coded book. Okay, when you read this Bible, you can have a pastor, you can have whoever he is. But if he don't tell you who you are, what good is he? If he don't wake you up to understand that you're God's chosen people. You know how long I sat in the Christian church, the so-called Christian church, not knowing who the hell I was, where I came from, not knowing that my history went further back than the day we docked inside the United States. Right. That I am somebody. Right. You got it? Yes. Read. Job chapter 8 and verse 8. Bring it out. For inquire, I pray thee, for the former age. So the man of God, Job, okay? He said, I want you to ask. I want you to inquire of the former age. I want you to go back and find out who you are. You need to inquire. You need to ask. It's like everybody's wondering, who the hell am I? Our identity changes every 10 years or so. We came over here as niggas. We morphed some kind of way into Negroes. Some kind of way we became colored. And after becoming colored, we became African Americans. Now we're Black Americans. In 10 more years, they're going to have another identity for you. That's right. Because there's identity crisis that took place. Somebody stole our identity. You have all these different banks that say that they made profit off of us enslaving us. Today, these banks, we have loans with them. If God have justice, these banks need to have loans with us. That's right. All the free slavery that America had built America up to what it is today. America would not be what it is today if it wasn't for the black slavery, the Puerto Rican, the Hispanic slavery, and the Indian slavery. That's right. Read. Numbers chapter 1 and verse 18. And they assembled all the congregation together on the first day of the second month. And they declared their pedigrees after their families. So they declared their bloodlines after their fathers. Read. By the house of their fathers, according to the number of the names, were 20 years old and upward, by their polls. So you are who your father is. That is how you find out the identity. You don't get your identity through your mother. When a woman marries a man, she takes on his last name. Her last name is irrelevant at that point. Right. That's why when a woman chooses a man, she needs to choose a man. That's right. That's right. That's right. But now, okay, so we have the fathers right here. Where do your father fall on this? Do you see your father on this list? You see your fathers on this list. All right, so you're American black. That means that you come from the tribe of Judah. Christ came from the tribe of Judah. That's right. Christ was a nappy-head black man. That's right. We're going to get on that. What about yourself? Where do you see yourself at on here? At the top. So that's royalty. You the king tribe. King David was from the tribe of Judah. That's right. King Solomon was from the tribe of Judah. That's right. You from the tribe of Judah. That's right. So the whole thing is, if you from the tribe of Judah, that makes you a Jew, right? Right. So who the hell are the people proclaiming to be Jews today? And do this Bible say that they liars? Let's find that out. Let's read. Revelations chapter 2 and verse 9. I know thy works and tribulation. So the Most High say he knows your works, and tribulation. Tribulation is not owning the newspapers. Tribulation is not owning your banks. Tribulation wasn't you financing our trip to America.
That's right.
You financing our trip and you insuring the trip. Every black, Hispanic, and Native Americans, you blacks that died on that boat, you were insured.
Reach.
By the banks at that time.
Bring it up.
By the so-called Jewish man. Do you know what ish mean? What does ish mean? Your shirt's kind of greenish. When you bought it, it was green. After you wash it a couple of times, it's still green, but it's not as green as it was before.
Right.
So ish means pertaining to.
Bring it up.
So when you hear them say that I'm Jewish, only thing they're saying is I'm pertaining to be a Jew.
That's right. That's right.
You're not Jewish. You are the Jew.
That's right.
Read.
Tribulation and poverty.
Poverty. Tell me where the Jews are in this ghetto. The definition of a ghetto is what? What's the definition of a ghetto? Ghetto. Where does a ghetto come from? What do you need to have a ghetto? It's going to be amazing what you find out. It's going to be amazing what ghetto means. They never teach us this. But all of our people seem to still stay in the ghetto. See, they don't understand. Egypt is America today. In Egypt, we went behind bars in Egypt. We stayed in Goshen. We went to work and we came back home. Today you go to work and you came back home. In the middle of the wilderness, they complain. They say, hey, we can go back because we got all the free food there. We got free food programs right here in America. Well, you got some black people, they don't want to come out of who they are. They don't want to know their true identity because the food is too good.
That's right.
The benefits are too good for you just to turn your head. For you just to be stupid, to be dumbed down. But they bred us to be dumbed down. You understand that?
That's right.
They didn't allow the smart ones to breed. It's like that. You hear about George Washington Carver, but you never understand that he was a house Negro, right? But then what happened to him? They castrated him. He couldn't have children. You do the research, he sounds just like this. Why?
You must say where you want to go, how much you have studied the truth to know. God has equipped you for life.
Why? He was too smart to reproduce.
Ghetto, a section of a city, especially a thickly populated slum area, inhabited...
Ho. That sound like where I stay at. That sound like where y'all stay at? Let me tell you, we can move out of that area, but it's going to turn into that area again. We can move out to where they're at, but where they're at is going to turn to where you already are again. If you do not have these laws, commandments, and statutes. That's why when you move in next door, they say there goes the neighborhood. That's why when you move in next door, you see the for sale signs just going up all over the place. That's right, they go to niggas. Niggas that made it out here, it's time for us to vacate.
Bring it up.
Read.
Inhabited predominantly by members of an ethnic or other minority group, often as a result of a social or economic restorations, pressures, or hardship. Formerly in most European countries, a section or of a city in which all Jews were required to live.
That's right.
Who's living here? Jews are living here. I'm not talking about the Jewish people who stay in high-rise buildings.
Right.
That's taking all of the good out of everybody's land. I'm not talking about the ones that are actually ruling the earth at this particular time.
That's right.
I'm talking about the ones that God chose above all people on the face of the earth. I'm talking about the ones that God set apart. I'm talking about the ones that God gave his laws, commandments, and statutes to give to the whole earth. Read.
Revelation chapter 2 and verse 9. I know thy works and tribulation and poverty.
So the Most High say that you're going to have works, you're going to have tribulation and poverty. Those are the requirements, okay? Read.
But thou art rich.
You rich because of just what I just said. You rich because the Most High chose you. You get your identity from God. You don't get your identity from the white man. You don't get your identity from the Japanese man, the Korean man. You don't get your identity from them. The Most High gave you your identity. Okay? Romans 15:4, I'm sorry. All right?
Romans chapter 15 and verse 4.
Bring it out!
For whatsoever things were written aforetime were written for our learning.
So it's saying, these things, these laws and commandments, these stories inside of this book, they were written for our learning. We were to go back to these to find out what took place. Who conspired against us? This Bible tells us who our enemies are. Because we don't know who our enemies are. That's why they can walk into your establishment, into your church, and gun you down. And in the middle of the court case, you turn and you say, I forgive you.
I would never talk to her ever again. I would never be able to hold her again. But I forgive you. And have mercy on your soul. You hurt me. You hurt a lot of people. But God forgive you. And I forgive you.
Well, even in the middle of so-called Christianity, I knew that a person couldn't be forgiven unless they repent. What God do you know forgive people that never repent? This man never repent. And you standing up and you forgiving them for killing your loved ones. You do not know who your enemies are.
That we, through patience and comfort of the scriptures, might have hope.
The only hope you got is in these scriptures. You working your butt off and you still don't have diapers for your kids. You working your butt off and you don't have a retirement that you can ever sit back and just enjoy life before you die. You working your butt off and you don't have a savings account. You don't have a checkers account. You working your butt off and you're doing it for a temp agent because you got caught up in the trap that they set for you, trying to make a little bit of money. Read.
For whatsoever things were written aforetime were written for our learning, that we through patience and comfort of the scriptures might have hope.
So that's where you get your hope from. That's where you got to get your hope from. You're not going to get your hope from anybody else. Not from anything else on the face of this earth. You got to turn to these laws, commandments, and statutes. Give me Revelations. You gave me 3 and 9 or 2 and 9 just then. 2 and 9. Give me 3 and 9. So it's in the Bible 2 times. So if you want to understand that the people that are claiming to be us today are not us, it's Revelations 2 and 9 and 3 and 9. Read.
Revelations chapter 3 and verse 9.
Bring it out!
Behold, I will make them of the synagogue of Satan which say they are Jews and are not.
So the Most High say he's going to make them the synagogue of Satan. Say that they synagogues are of Satan. The place where they worship is of Satan. You got to understand this. How do you kill off everybody that inhabit a land and build a church on top of it?
That's right.
Do you know they killed so many of the Native Americans? Give me Baruch 4 and 35. They killed so many of the Native Americans. They slaughtered them. They made so many treaties and they broke every last one of them.
That's right.
That's why, you know, I meet my brother and he say he a Moor, which means black. And he's trying to get, what they call it? Sovereignty. Trying to get sovereignty. And he's doing all this paperwork. Do you know when you got your free papers, you left the plantation? And when somebody, the bounty hunter, whoever you want to call them, you ran up on them, you showed him your papers. And he ripped them up. You got a person that's not going to honor any of their commitments. They're not going to honor anything that they say. Read.
Baruch chapter 4 and verse 35. For fire shall come upon her from the everlasting long to endure, and she shall be inhabited of devils for a great time.
So, inhabited of devils for a great time. Read.
O Jerusalem, look about thee toward the east, and behold, the joy that cometh unto thee from God.
So it says that Jerusalem would be inhabited by devils.